It is July 31st and I have not been down to this spot since last hunting season. So I think late December I was down here muzzle loading. But I've got 2 cameras down here that have been there since last year that I need to swap batteries and cards in. And then I've got some mineral that I'm going to throw in the backpack and take down there and refill the hole and hopefully get some pictures before season starts and figure out if the big boy from down here made it. I know he got shot, but he was seen weeks later still running around, so hopefully he made it through winter and we can get a picture of him. So come around, come with me, I guess, and maybe you can learn something, maybe not. Hopefully it's a little entertaining. So you've got to see this hole that got started last year from the mineral down here. I don't really know why I'm whispering, it's windy and I'm half a mile from down there, but stick around. You can see what this looks like down here. Might have to stay here. Could have brought a bigger backpack. Probably should have brought one. There we go. Let's go. One thing to always bring when you're walking through a cornfield: glasses, because if you catch one of these leaves in your eye, it'll cut it and it burns and it hurts and it really sucks. So just remember to bring glasses if you're walking through a cornfield. I was not expecting water. It's a good thing there's some logs down, because I gotta go over there. I almost came down here at the start of season to dig a water hole in back here, because there's never water in this. We've been getting some good rains, thankfully. I'm gonna knock on some wood here, because we were real dry for a long time, like the worst drought in 70 years or something. And then all of a sudden we started getting rain, so can't complain. I'm glad I have to cross this, because that way there's gonna be way more deer down here. Because I think that's what holds them up from staying in here, is generally there's no water. So now that there is, hopefully that means there's going to be a lot more deer activity down here. But I haven't spooked anything on the way in, but I've passed probably, I don't know, 20 different beds at least in the fence line. So we'll see what it looks like up here. I got to get across this little creek first. Well, I was going to try to film crossing it, but I haven't even made it hardly off the bank, and I already ate it. So, that's nice. I don't know, maybe we'll try here. Just hang with me. Oh, no, my foot's going through. Okay, I'm gonna put you away. I'll be right back. I made it. Let's go check this hole out. It's so overgrown back here. Oh, here, I'll show you my blind I got down here. I'm flipping her. There you go. It only works for shooting a gun out of. You can't even draw your bow. I figured that out the hard way. But there's that camera right over there. Let's go check it out. Here's that hole. It's probably, I maybe exaggerated in that other video, but look how massive that is. That's from 1 year. And that was just putting this 465 trophy rock stuff in here. But got some weed trimming to do before we fill this up and refill the camera, but looks good. Don't see any massive tracks yet, but you never know. Get a camera up, see what's going on. If you're kind of new to doing trail cams, something you always need to keep in mind is anything in front of your trail cam, like this, or like all these weeds that are around this mineral hole, they're gonna blow in the wind. So you wanna knock all that stuff down that you can that's gonna trigger your camera, because otherwise you're gonna have 500 pictures of just leaves and weeds moving when you could have avoided that by just taking a second, get right next to your camera with your head and just look what's going to be a problem, and then knock all that down before you start your camera, because I've looked through a lot of pictures of stuff moving and it sucks. So at least help yourself out and knock that stuff down. It'll save you a lot of time when you're going back through trying to find a buck on camera. So there you go. Yuck. Always love to see that. Might have to be swapping this camera out. See what the inside looks like. Gross. So I went ahead, didn't want to chance it, and just swapped the camera out with the one I brought down. A lot of times when those ants get in there, they'll get like inside the camera, behind the lens, or in the lens or something, and then that just F's all the pictures up and you can't see anything. So if you ever have that happen and you have a different camera with you, just go ahead and swap it, take it home, test it, make sure it still works, and then if it does, you can keep using it. But I've seen it to where they're just full of ants, and then I go look at all the pictures and they've like laid eggs in front of the lens, and it just isn't worth putting out here when it's a spot you're not going to be back to for a while. You want to make sure you're getting pictures. So got this set up. I just more or less, once I get the camera on the tree, I just walk across and get this all in line and make sure I've got a trail coming right here. I've got a trail that goes that way. I've got a trail that goes this way. And then there's one that kind of goes back up into the hills here. So this is a cross between 4 trails. And it should be, hopefully, pretty good. It usually is. I can get pretty good inventory from this camera. Let's go check out the other one. Swap it out if need be. And go from there. Let's go. Well, that's always promising to walk up to. Let's see here. Always turn it off before you pull your SD card, even though this thing's dead, I'm sure. Ooh, it's in there. Sweet. Squirrel might have popped it open or something. I would think if a person did, the SD card would be gone. Let's put new batteries in here. This camera ended up having some ants in it too, but I only had one extra trail cam to bring down here. I was going to put it somewhere else. So I just went ahead and swapped batteries and then put the card in, and it fired right up. So I'll show you here. This is my mineral spot. And then here's my stand currently. It's up in this tree right there. And I've got this alfalfa field of the neighbors that's, I don't know, maybe 40 acres, and it's an interior field surrounded by cornfields. So it's really cool up here. But every time I sit, I always end up seeing, if anything's good sized, it skirts and goes down here over this hill. So I'm gonna move this trail camera down to there somewhere and probably end up moving the stand, but I gotta see what's coming through first. That's the plan. Another thing you need to keep in mind when putting trail cams up is make sure not to face them east or west, because either the sunrise or the sunset, if it's in your pictures, it'll like white them out to where you can't even tell what's walking through. So always make sure and face them north or south, or if you do face them east or west, just make sure it's in thick cover to where that sun's not going to be ruining your pictures, because I've had that happen a lot too, and that'll save you some time. So make sure and point them the right way. That'll make it a lot easier. So up there was where I was just showing you that mineral pile is. I got the camera facing down this way, because a lot of them deer that I watch skirt, they just come right down through here, either come up into that top spot, or they just follow the creek around and they're out of bow range the whole time. So I'll probably try to get some pictures down here and then hang a different set. Hopefully have some luck. Oh yeah! As I'm walking out of here, there is kind of this pinch point where it opens up just a little bit. Got the creek down here, and then we got a trail that is just beat down through the middle here. So I'm probably going to put that ant infested trail cam up at that tree at the end there and hope it works, because I think this would be a pretty good spot. So back in here is kind of where I was thinking of putting that camera at the end of the trail. If you look here, there's a big trail coming up from the creek here, and then they either go up through that or they come down and go through there. But I'm thinking if I put it there, then I won't catch any deer that are coming up here and going. So I want to put it up here so I can catch both trails. That's always what you want to do. If you find a good trail, try to find where it intersects with another one, so you can at least get 2 trails in the camera versus only 1. Double your chances there. If you can get 3 or 4, obviously that's even better. But here she is, all set up, ready to rip. I put new batteries in it and it fired up, so I put a different card in. Should be good to go. Let's get out of here. It's getting kind of warm. Well, that's all I really got for today. It is July 31st, and I'll probably wait till a week before season to come check these, which is September 1st is opening day. And we'll be goat hunting the week before, so I don't know. I have to see when I get a chance to come check these. But hopefully that one with all the ants in it actually takes some pictures, because it might be in one of the coolest places. But only one way to find out. Let's give us some time. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Oop, felt the hitchhiker. Get off of there, sicko.